Oh yeah, where could the Golden Debate Show be? Where can it be? It's right here, earlymorningmob.com. Remember, like, comment, share, and download. It's the Golden Debate Show. Your boy Crippy, your boy Two Tone. We're in the Golden Tempo. We're getting it live. Oh yeah.
Hit him with it.
Hello everybody.
Oh, hello everybody. You too.
Down to you.
Early morning mob, we got that gold for your golden show.
49 is up in here.
Go back. Leveling up. Remember Golden Universe. Holla at your boys. Like, comment, share, and download. Let's spread the truth and shine it on the vampires.
This is the Golden Debate Show.
Oh yeah.
17. Kryptonite Calzone and Two Tones Louis. What do they look like?
They look like this. Let's get into the first clippery. Remember, hunt these vamps and hunt for truth.
Past 40 wonderful weeks together, we've explored all of the fundamentals of biology, from the tiny little machines that make us work to the systems that power the most awe-inspiring and most complex organisms on Earth. Now, I want to take our learning to the next level, simply by broadening our perspective. With a solid understanding of biology at the small scale under our belts, it's time for the long view. For the next 12 weeks, we'll be learning how the living things that we've studied interact with and influence each other and their environments. It's the science of ecology.
GMO
the idea of an organism interacting with its environment sounds simple, but it's actually pretty marvelously complicated. Nothing escapes the long arm of ecology. Life influences the chemical makeup of the atmosphere, the geology of the planet, the climate, and nothing impacts life on Earth today more than humanity does. And so we're going to be exploring that relationship between mankind and our environment in a lot of detail in the coming weeks. Life is powerful, and in order to understand how living systems work, you first have to understand how they originated and developed and diversified over the past 4.5 billion years of Earth's history. The principles that you'll hear about here today will form the framework of our next 12 weeks together. Get ready for the epic drama that is the history of life.
To those that are taking it.
Here's a really cool story. NASA is funding a 3D
check this one out, Tom. And tell me what you think about this one.
NASA's funding research into this, and there's a mechanical engineer named Anjan. It appears his last name is Contractor. I don't know if it just looks like the American word contractor or what, but Anjan Contractor. And he's received a $125,000 grant from the agency to build a prototype 3D printer with the aim of automating food creation. This is like a system, I've not seen it, but some people told me
you
this
know they
like
got
a system in Star
printers
Trek.
that make guns now,
And
now printers will make food.
From the Neil Stephenson book, The Diamond Age, which I'm sure you've read. No, you haven't read that.
Craziness.
It's a very good book.
Gonna taste the
in any
same.
case, that's what this reminds me of, where you basically just take the
crazy talk, though,
parts of food, right? And you combine it into things that are similar to the types of food that exist for humans. And we already are in development of the technology to print chocolate. Here's a video of a printer printing chocolate onto what appears to be a cookie or cracker of some kind. This is pretty cool.
Yo, this is King Midas, and you're listening
Technical
to
difficulties
the
I like
Show.
even on other people's
King
times.
Midas certified.
Clip from the David
over
Patrick
Cracker.
You're listening to the Golden Debate Show.
Now, I have to admit,
Golden.
there's really no difference visually here from printing the chocolate and just dispensing it.
Right.
These robots making
the
the
video. So
this video
the machine is making chocolate,
but
so the first two things is chocolate and pizza. So yeah, eventually
you need to have little cartridges of powdered.
So eventually the mac and cheese will be coming, right?
Basically food
Yeah,
components.
exactly.
Food components, yeah.
And they stay fresh for like 30 years.
So this brings up the next clip, lovely.
So you need to have the components to make whatever the final product is going to be. So if you want to make chocolate,
today an estimated 250,000 people, according to AP, in as many as 436 cities in 5 continents around the world, march uniting resistance against Monsanto, one of the biggest and most powerful biotech corporations in the world. Activists have used extensive social media and community outreach to raise awareness about Monsanto's influence in an attempt to galvanize millions to demand Monsanto be stopped, sometimes using other creative ways. What started as one mother call to action on a Facebook page has become a global movement. The events were organized online using an open Google document for people to organize and find a protest near them. The March Against Monsanto Facebook page has received more than 146,000 likes. It has reached more than 10 million people in the last week, according to its website. Critics say Monsanto's powerful lobbying efforts have won influence of many governments, and elected officials have fallen for the lobby and promises made by the chemical giant. Monsanto's patent genes are being inserted into roughly 95% of all soybeans and 80% of all corn grown in the U.S.
When I elect my politicians, I expect that they're going to put public health and my children's health and my grandchildren's health first and foremost. I don't expect them to collude with big
Word.
They're trying to hit you with it.
Science.
So, watch out for that. The big thing is that there's talk about labeling it, but what people don't know is that they actually own the patents on the seeds and all the crops as well. So, I don't know. It's just crazy, dude. They're fucking up your food. Now they got printers that make food. And
two different stories.
Mac and cheese, everybody.
Mac and cheese and Twinkies.
So this next clip is the last show I played at Obama's last press conference. Somebody heckled him, and it was the lady is the co-founder of Code Pink, which is like a breast cancer type nonprofit, if you will. So she heckled and said some good stuff, but of course they threw her out. But everybody got their own agendas, whatever. So here's the lady.
And as you may have noticed, President Obama's speech wasn't just a one-sided affair. His speech was paused multiple times by Code Pink founder Medea Benjamin, who shouted out, literally stopping the president in his place and forcing him to respond. Medea was demanding answers for the drone strikes on 4 American citizens, as well as the end to Guantanamo Bay. She is a well-known anti-war protester in D.C. and around the world. Earlier today, Medea Benjamin herself joined us to talk about why she couldn't remain silent during the president's speech. I first asked her how she got into that speech in the first place.
Oh, speak your mind.
Oh, that's actually something I can't reveal.
Okay. Wow. Did anything the president...
Let's just say I have friends on the inside.
Sounds good.
I know a lot of people want to send blankets or
protested time
water.
and again at different places. Did anything the president say today inspire you or change your mind about anything?
I thought it was positive that he said that he was going to lift the self-imposed ban and allow Yemenis from Guantanamo to be returned to Yemen. And I think it was good that he acknowledged that the drone strikes have created a lot of animosity against the United States around the world. But he didn't do enough, certainly, to satisfy those of us who want to see the U.S. live in a much more peaceful way around the world.
Medea, the president made a lot of promises today talking about that self-imposed ban with Yemen, talking about drone strikes and civilians, and talking about the U.S. and its counterterrorism offers moving forward and what it's planning on doing. How did you feel just overall about the generals of this speech?
I thought it was a lot of nice words, but very little by way of concrete changes. For example, it had been predicted by the media, supposedly coming from the White House, that the president was going to announce that the CIA was no longer going to be having its own drones. They would be in the hands of the military. It was rumored that he would announce an end to signature strikes where people are killed just on the basis of suspicious behavior. Those were not brought up. He certainly did not acknowledge and apologize and offer compensation to the families of innocent people whose lives that we have taken. And on the case of Guantanamo, I find it very frustrating that he continues to blame Congress for something that he can do as commander-in-chief, which is release the 86 prisoners who have been cleared for release immediately. You will never see it coming. Close the facility in Guantanamo.
Now, Medea, you have been one of the people that stood up and was speaking out against the president. He actually paused and listened to what you had to say. Let's take a look at that.
So today, once again,
102 people
today,
on strike. These
she's trying to keep going on with the script.
You gotta let me speak.
Don't interrupt the script.
Let me address it. Why don't you let me address it, man?
Those 86 prisoners.
Why don't you sit down and I will tell you exactly what I'm going to do.
Mac and cheese, everybody. That includes 57
Why don't you sit down and get your mac and cheese?
So President Obama went on to say that he respects your First Amendment rights, your right to free speech, and also that he respects your opinions and that people should be listening to you. Does that give you hope that he was in fact listening to you?
I think the fact that he made this speech today is because he's feeling pressure from people like myself.
So this whole little script right here reminds me of this one.
Against both the killer drone policies and the indefinite detention in Guantanamo. But as I said, I think rather than...
the code red! You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg?
Get that mac and cheese. Everybody deserves their mac and cheese.
Fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what
English,
I know.
motherfucker, do you
Santiago's
speak
death,
it?
while tragic, probably saved lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't know the truth because you don't talk about parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor.
Yo,
code,
yo, yo, this
loyalty.
is King Midas, and you're listening to The Golden Show. It's King Midas certified.
You use them as a punch.
Golden.
I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I
Freedom, citizens.
I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up your weapon and stand at post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to. I did the job. Did you order the code red? You're goddamn right I did.
Thank God.
I know a lot of people want to send blankets or water. Just send your cash.
I started to find out more and more how, you know, these different people from these families and these bloodline families were in the
Global Reality. We'll hit you with the song of the day.
Golden Debate Show, Flip Your Tone, Edgar and Elsa Prince, the father of Eric Prince and Blackwater. They were two of the founding members of the Council for National Policy. And so they were doing things to advance the agenda of the right during the 1980s when Reagan was in. And then generationally, here comes their son in the decade that we're just now completing. And here comes their son, and he's continuing this agenda generationally, being the head of Blackwater and all this, you know, mass killing over in Iraq. I mean, this is how this stuff works. And then when you actually trace back those bloodlines, and you actually see how those generations passed it on, you see how, you know, how these families have just passed the agenda on and on and on. And I know that we all know that.
Hello and welcome to the Mental Health Hotline.
But when you really see it, and you really understand it, and it really, you know, it's not just information you're hearing or something you're reading about. Then you get that moment of clarity where you actually realize, oh my God, this is real.
Stay on the line and we'll trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 on your call.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think when I first got into this stuff when I was younger, I thought it was kind of cool, and I thought it was like, you know, ooh, you know, kind of spooky and kind of, ooh, you know, conspiracies. I think maybe all of us probably got into that like that at some point.
They're coming to take me away, They're coming to take me away.
I mean, when it really hits home with you, and all of you may not experience this, it took me a while to experience it, but when it really hits home to you how real this stuff is, man, it's not scary, it's just, it's mind-blowing because you're just like, you know, this is, how do you show the rest of the world this? Because it's so big and so wide scope reaching that even those of us that have wrapped our minds around this for years and years and years still get blown away and awestruck by just how gigantic the Ring of Power is. So that's one of the things where I think the best thing that we can do for ourselves is to continue to have our paradigms blown, or attempt to have them blown, or attempt to find new information and new pieces.
I agree.
Because if there's more of us out here who have seen all the ins and outs of this, because a lot of people, again, as I've talked about, a lot of people out there are getting stuck at phase 1 or 2 or 3, and they think that they know everything. That's how the majority of the truthers and people in patriot movements are. Is they think that they know everything about everything, and they have no idea because they can't.
I know a lot of people want to send blankets or water.
That they don't know anything. Cash. And I thought I knew something when I first started on air. I thought I was. That's exactly where I was. I thought I knew. I was like, you know what? I don't hear anybody on the radio show talking about any of the information I know. I'm starting a radio show. That was my whole thing. And when you start to become have a responsibility to perform and have new material and have a new show every day, it puts you in a position where you're forced to constantly research and learn more.
Let's get into the song
the sum total of my over 3 years on air now has led me to the conclusion that I don't know a damn thing. And that's fine. That's
science. Okay. This is science.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. In every life we have some trouble. When you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. Don't worry. Be
science.
I know a lot of people want to send blankets or water. Just send your cash.
Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry. Be happy.
Science.
We may have to litigate.
Why so serious? Let's put a smile on that face.
There's no agenda, boys.
We don't know.
We listen to Uncle Adam and Uncle John.
It's certainly not a coincidence what happened
the
here.
debate show.
But those are the two theories, and I'm following up on both of them. The gold is a little hard, but there's been several calls for an audit of Fort Knox to go and see the gold. When was the last time that happened? Like the 70s? Didn't they open it up?
There's no more gold at Fort Knox. It's in China. It's in golden shows.
Didn't that happen then in the 70s?
Well, you could make a fake exhibition of the gold. I don't know why they don't do that if this theory is correct.
Well, because now everyone knows about tungsten and be like, hey, drill a hole in that. Let me just see what's inside of there. Let me do a little sample.
That's not true. The number of people that know about the tungsten scam is very small. I think that our listeners and a few other people, the general public, going down to Fort Knox to look at the gold aren't going to bring it up.
Yeah, but it wouldn't just be general public. It would be people who know what they're doing.
Yes, it's a debate show.
I'm not
put a camera on it.
I'm not putting
one brick and say, okay, I'll drill a hole in it and have real gold in it. It's not that hard to fake it.
Well, then why don't they just do that?
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
That's how I'm asking you, Tom.
I think we deserve to see our gold.
Want to see the gold because
if they're going to scam us out of the gold, which is what the theory, how the theory has it, you'd think at least they'd have a phony baloney show they could put on, a dog and pony show.
Yeah, well, maybe there's not enough.
That's the distance, my friend. The dog and pony show.
You don't even have to plate. Drinks is dead empty. What you're saying?
It's like, hello. It's completely. Fort Knox Knox now being used as an echo chamber.
We should do the show in Fort Knox. That is the best.
Everybody, I'm Barack, your DJ. Welcome to the Fort Knox Disco. And now, the Sugar Hill Gang.
Q Howard. I don't have to tell you things are bad.
I can just see
everybody
him doing
knows
that now.
things are bad.
Barack's Fort Knox Disco.
Everybody's out of work.
2008.
Scared of losing their
Hold
job.
on, Golden Debate Show.
Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter.
Did you ever see this movie, Tom? This is the
Wild on
old
the
one.
street, and there's nobody
You'll
anywhere
know
who
the clip
seems to
when
know
you
what
hear
to do,
it.
and there's no end to it.
It's pretty interesting.
We know.
And I'm
The
mad as
air
hell, and
is
I'm not going
unfit
to take it
breathe.
anymore neither.
Our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TV.
It's old, but also true now.
It tells us that today we had 15
Get that mac
homicides and
and cheese.
63 violent
Everybody
crimes. As
deserves
if that's
their
the
mac
way
and
it's supposed
cheese.
to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change.
How many stations does this go out?
You've got to get mad.
67.
You've got to say,
I know it goes to Louisville and Atlanta.
I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
With student loans, they're, first of all, gigantic. They've now passed credit card debt. They're over $1 trillion in student loans. It's obviously a huge burden on so much of
This is from the Young Turkers, YoungTurks.com. But, yeah, man, as you know, I'm still paying
Luckily, the Republicans have an idea. Their idea is to have them go higher. Now, they say, no. We're trying to fix the problem before it gets worse. And all we're going to do is make the rates variable, so they fluctuate along with the interest rates. That means they could go down, but they're at historically low rates right now, interest rates are. More likely, they're going to go up. So they actually did an analysis of this at the Congressional Research Service, which is nonpartisan. Currently, students owe about $3,450 in interest if it is kept at 3.4%. Okay, now, if the Republicans have it their way, over 4 years, students instead would pay $8,331. So, more than double. Thank you so much for helping the students. We really appreciate your bill. What a lovely, lovely bill you've got there. Unbelievable. So already the Democrats are running ads about this. Let's watch.
The plan would cost students more over time.
It would increase long-term costs.
Cost students more over time. It would cost students more over time.
It would balloon over time.
Yeah, the music on there was so hip. Okay, anyway, we get it. I know you're young and you're trying to appeal to students. But they're right, it would cost a lot more. It's such a Republican plan. And when the Republicans are confronted with that, they say,
I studied it,
the budget is, in dire
but I don't
straits
comprehend
here.
the science.
What if it's not science?
Science.
What if it's something bigger than science?
Science is everything.
Am I still your favorite
And if
subject?
we actually lower the interest rate for students, it would cost us $9 billion, and that's just, we can't afford it. Now, of course, you could afford it if you raised the top bracket rates a little bit. Oh, how dare you? No way, we can't do that. That would be crushing for the economy. Well, how about all the loans that the kids have to pay? That's crushing for the economy. Instead of
Every night for nearly the past 2 weeks, residents have spotted a low-flying aircraft doing loops over the city. As Bill Shields shows us, the FAA knows what's going on, but the agency isn't telling.
It's frightening.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
The challenge facing the United States is that we have to be right one time. I mean, 100% of the time. It's hard for me to explain why that was the case. Just take my word for it. I know a lot of people want to send blankets or water. Just send your cash. Just seems like I was here yesterday. I was. Kind of. Anybody here got
can never go
kids?
wrong with some good fish plates.
No, sir.
Three, okay.
See, I'll give credit where credit's due. See, Obama's one fly-ass talking motherfucker. I mean, you never catch him. He is not funny to listen to unless he's trying to tell you. He's on point. This dude, he lives hilarious.
The best way to defeat this enemy in the long run is to deny them the recruiting tools that are and recruitments made possible by resentment. I know a lot of people want to send blankets and water. Just send your cash.
So listen to this little funny clip. Keep telling us. Golden Debate Show. We're almost up out of here for Richmond. We might hit you with another.
Mama, you made me a sandwich.
Make you a sandwich?
You made me a sandwich?
No.
Make me a sandwich.
Make you a sandwich? These lights and bills about to get
Word.
I got bills to pay. You want me to make you a sandwich?
I know, mommy. I told you I'm gonna help you pay the bills. I'm gonna help you keep the lights on.
You ain't making no money.
I'm gonna help you pay the bills. I'm gonna help you pay the bills, mom. Just make me a sandwich, mom.
How you gonna want me to make you a sandwich? You want the bills to come out? You ain't got no money.
Mom, just make oh, the lights off. What happened to the lights?
That's what happened when y'all pay no bills. I'm out of here. I'm gonna play bingo.
Mommy, where you going, mommy?
Warning.
Shut up the lights.
We are now running on emergency backup power.
Turn up the lights. I'm looking for. That'd be a tight ass song.
I'll be strapping cause I dance, so don't be rapping. I'll be strapping, take it
So it looks like it might be the Spurs in the Heat, Tyrus.
Or you slid with this. Okay. After listening to games, let me hear what your arguments are, and then let's respond to them. And I would ask in turn that you listen to what the scientific community has to say. It's perfectly fine to have a great conversation with many people about the science itself, because the science is so robust at this point. I mean, we have basically known for over 20 years now that and it actually boils down, for all the complexity of the science, it's really quite simple. It's real. Okay?
It's real!
Science! It is most...
So remember to like, comment, share, and download, because it's
climate
real.
changes over many
Golden
millions of
Debate
years
Show.
early morning. This time, it's mostly being caused by
Go to show!
Third, it's going to be
Hit you with the debate show.
And because of the crisis, which is on
Quick on that one. Attention!
The ghost and the darkness have come.
Peace, Golden Universal, and love.
Taking crazy pills!
Yes.
Remember, we're going to hit you with another one, man. We're just going to take a little intermission. We got some more good clips. Let's do it. Golden Debate Show. Shine the gold on the viewers.
Warning.
All that talking like this, like that, all that in your hood. Golden shows, golden roads, strobe lights, laser lights.
Warning.
Should have been tonight, happen shit, one morning, don't put it up, notice it. We're talking like this, talking like that, we're talking. Golden Debate Show, golden.
Love. It's the most powerful thing on the planet.
It's golden! We know! Two-tone tortellini and kryptonite calzone.
Warning.
Live on the Golden Debate Show.
Golden Debate Show.
You saw what happened.
Thanks.